Welcome to the House of SpeakEasy. Come on, let's hear it. Oh, no, much better than that. Welcome to the House of SpeakEasy. Yes. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my job as your Master of Ceremonies to explain what we are going to do tonight and why I am here. Let me first explain why I'm here. A few months ago, I was approached by a very persuasive woman named Dr. Amanda Foreman. Some of you know her. Now, for those of you who don't know Dr. Foreman, she's a very impressive woman. She is a historian. She has written something like 10 books, and she has like 14 children. So she gets things done. She budgets her time very well. And when somebody like Dr. Foreman approaches you, you kind of have to listen because she's a very formidable person. And she said that she had this idea for a nonprofit called the House of SpeakEasy. And the nonprofit would have two goals. The first goal is a little bit what we're doing tonight, which is to get writers together with their audience. It's a very noble goal. And the other goal was to support the principle that writers should be paid for their writing. Yes. Now, thank you for your support. Now, this is a principle upon which there is universal agreement among writers. We all think we should be paid, but there is some dissent on this point among a different group, and these are the people who traditionally have paid writers. I'm talking about publishers, media companies, newspapers, magazines. And what they will say is, we are living in an era of free content. And I'm cool with that, except that we're not living in an era of free food. And for those of us who have children and tuitions to pay and things like that, it does come in handy to get paid. Now, just so you know how it works for those people who are not writers in the group tonight, nobody will ever come out and say, you've got to work for free. They're much more clever about that. I'll give you a true story from my life. A few years ago, I was approached by a major newspaper owned by an Australian gentleman. And I know for a fact that he has some money because he paid several $billion for this newspaper. But the newspaper approached me and they asked me if I would live tweet the Academy Awards for them. And I thought, now that is a fresh idea. That is really filling a need in the marketplace because so few people do that sort of thing. And I realized that's why these media executives get paid so much, because they come up with these amazing ideas. They just need the right writer to plug into it. So I said, I'd be game for that. How much did you have in mind as my fee for this? And they said, well, there is no fee, but we will mention your website, and you'll get a lot of play on social media, and it's going to be really good for your brand. Now, here's the problem with that, is that I actually don't have a brand. I'm a human being, you see. I'm not like a Pop-Tart or Brillo or something. Those are great brands, and I don't really want to spend my adult life branding. I mean, that's why I became a writer, so I wouldn't have to go into advertising or something like that. I'm not good at that sort of thing. So I said to them very cordially, I said, thanks, but no thanks. I just don't work for free. And then they brought out the big guns. And he said to me, well, last year, Margaret Atwood did it. And I said, Margaret Atwood live tweeted the Oscars for free? And they said, yes, she did. And I said, well, look, first of all, she's Canadian. And I don't even know how it works up there. I mean, maybe Canada is like a barter economy or something. You live tweet and they dump some cheese on your door. I don't know, but I said, I just don't work for free. I'm a professional writer. And they were, I've got to say, they were affronted. They were affronted at the suggestion that that I be paid. I was being, I don't know, characterized as this greedy character looking for a paycheck. Now, I thought about this for a moment, and I was thinking, in what other profession would this be considered an appropriate approach? I mean, let's say, for example, that you hired a plumber to come out to your house, and he spent a couple hours under your sink fixing a leak, and then he was writing up his bill and was presenting you with the bill, and you said, "Oh, you don't understand. I'm not paying you for this service. You did a great job, so I'm going to tweet about it. It's going to be great for your brand." Okay, I'm going to get my ass kicked if I try that, okay? And so writers, we have to be a little bit more like plumbers, if you will. We have to have some self-respect and say, you know what, if we're going to work for an hour, we're going to get paid for that. Is there general agreement on this principle? Okay. I feel like Aaron Brockovich or something. That was just so amazing. Now, let me tell you what we're going to do tonight. We are going to have a few writers come up on stage, 3 writers and 1 songwriter, and they're all going to do their thing. They're going to do their professional thing. And Dr. Foreman, will they get paid at some point? They will get paid. Dr. Foreman. Now, they're only going to have like 10 or 15 minutes, and you might think, for people who are writing all these books, how are they going to keep it that short? How are they going to make it that concise? And I wanted to demonstrate to you that it's possible to take any great work of literature and boil it down to a much more concise form. In fact, I have taken 2 of the great novels from world literature, and I have translated them into the most concise literary form, which is haiku. And I want to share those with you now, just to set an example for our writers tonight who will have to be concise. Here's the first one. Call me Ishmael. Hundreds of pages later, holy crap, a whale. Okay? That works. Thank you very much. Okay, and here's the second one. Happy families, all alike. Unhappy ones, they are all Russian. Okay. Are we ready for our show, ladies and gentlemen? I said, are we ready for our show?